Hello and welcome back to Genesis Designs and Modelcraft, and welcome back to Chatterbox. And I'd like to start off today with a huge announcement. Well, it's a pretty big number, but a few weeks back this channel surpassed 500,000 views. Over 500,000 views of my snivelly nosed workbench musings. I can't quite believe it. It's absolutely remarkable. So thank you so much again, and as ever, thank you so much to all of you for watching my waffly nonsense. And with that said, let's get on with the news. So the Mosquito, the last edition of the Mosquito build, as you can see, if you're following along with the build, of course, this is still in the state that it was left at the end of last instalment's filming, and that is because one of the comments on said video was from someone called WordNB or WordNB or something like that, 1830, who asked if I had tried the high Q circle masks. And this resonated because all of these various lights and cameras going on the bottom here are circular. I chose not to buy a mask set, and please bear in mind, if you buy any one of the easily available pre-cut mask sets for this kit, no doubt all of these will be included within that set. However, I didn't, so the small ones I've punched out with my well, in fact all of them apart from the bigger ones have been punched out with my punch and die set. And it may be a failing of said punch and die set, but larger circles don't punch out all that cleanly, and I mentioned this during the video, hence the comment from WordNB 1830. And it's funny because whilst I was doing this, I thought, wouldn't it be nice if somebody sold a sheet of variously sized pre-cut circular masks? Wouldn't that be great? Well, of course they do, and that is what he put me on to. So I did a quick Googlage, and this is what happened. I found said masks on a site called Premium Hobbies, which I'm sure some of you may have heard of, and they did something incredibly old school and included a catalogue of highlighted items, which is very bad news because it contains a lot of really cool little tools, and I'm a bit of a tool magpie, but I do like good quality tools, and it tends to be, in my experience, that Japanese are among the best. Some of the best tools out there are made by Japanese companies, such as Gunze Sangyo with their Mr. range of things. And you just have to love some of the names that they call their things, like Mr. Cotton Swab, Mr. Dropper, Super Long Size, Mr. Paint Tray, etc. Love it. So that's super old school, but quite a nice inclusion. But anyhow, the said high Q circle masks, here they are. 3 sets, 3 flavours. I ordered all 3, and they come out at £3.95 per sheet. That's not all that much in my opinion anyway. And if I turn that over, you can see exactly what you get, this being the small set. 60, somewhere between 34 and 80 pieces of all these different sizes, and they go up in 0.2mm increments. So I suspect the huge majority of the time you're going to be able to find something close enough to what you need to be able to sort it. Small is 1mm to 2.8, medium 3 to 4.6mm, and large 4.8 to 6. And the reason I got all 3 is that I can cover anything bigger than 6mm pretty much with my actual normal circle cutters, so that's me covered for the immediate future, I think. These appear to be Japanese, yes, made in Japan. Let's get this one opened up. It's in a Ziploc bag with the header stapled to it. So what I suggest you do when you take the header off is take the staples out and just slip it back into the packet so you know unequivocally which set you're dealing with. Well, I guess that's a clue. And what we get inside for £3.95 is this single sheet of cut circles in all these sizes, but of course It's not even just as simple as that. If you look closely, each circle is within a square, which means you can do a circle of colour or a mask of colour. You can do it either way. They're on a transparent backing, and it is a very thin kabuki style tape in a very high quality Ziploc bag. Does the quality of the Ziploc bag matter? Probably not, but it makes it feel nice. When you go and look at it, it feels good quality from the off. So I'm really happy I got those, and I'm going to shoot the next instalment of the mosquito video later today or this weekend, and I'll pop some of these on it to replace my raggedy punch and die ones. What I also got whilst I was there, because I've been thinking about getting some for quite a while, because everyone raves about them. I can't get Flory Modeler sanding sponges and sticks anymore. I do use the Models for Sale ones, but there are only 3 different flavours of those. So I thought I'd try some of these Infini sets, and these again come from the same place. I just randomly ordered them. So the soft sanding sticks, these are a finer grade, were £9.95, and the sponge ones were £14.95. Potentially sounds a bit pricey, however you actually get 8 full size sanding sticks in here, sponges. And the range of the abrasives is huge. So that's 220, 400, 600, 800, 1000, 1500, 2500, 4000. Pretty much got all of the bases covered there, and that's 4000 both sides, so that's quite a large stick. They're a good sort of, they're soft but not too soft. There's that sniff, and they appear to be very, very good quality. They can be used wet or dry, and apparently the abrasive media does not ever fall off, but it will wear down over time. That's just a thing. Let's just push those over there. The other set, we have 1800, 600, 400, gone the wrong way, 2000, put that the right way up, 3, 5 and 7. These are smaller, finer and firmer sticks, and these sort of look more like wet and dry. And again, this covers you really in every stage of finishing you could possibly want, including canopy polishing with these finer ones, everything from the sort of 2 up, and indeed this 4. They do look beautifully made, very precisely cut out. They are very, very nice. And as I say, the sort of seemingly fairly high price, I do think is somewhat negated by the fact that you actually get 8 sticks in each set rather than the 4 that it looks like you get. Yeah, these look good. I don't know whether I'll do a proper sort of specific review on them, but you will get to see them being used as I go on with various future and current builds. So see what I think. If they warrant a complete separate review, then of course I'll do it. I'll just put them out of the way for a minute. Okay, tools. Talking of tools and talking of quality, well, nippers. I've gone on about nippers a bit previously, I know, and I've gone on about the fact that I prefer the Tamiya nipper to the much vaunted DSP IAE nipper, and I'm sure they've called themselves that just as a joke. Obviously, as you can see, I do have the DSP IAE nippers, and they're nice, but I find the very small end a bit annoying, and I don't like the feel of them in my hand as much as I like the Tamiya ones. It's as simple as that, and personal preference is always going to come into play with things like that. So I have stuck to these, and these are now really not much less expensive. They used to be somewhat less expensive than these. They're really not anymore. They're pretty much the same price. And this latest new set I bought a couple of months back, I got them off Amazon. They do appear to be the real thing. Certainly nothing about them suggests that they're not. They're nice and tight, exactly like my other ones. However, They're not exactly like my other ones because they have eaten themselves. I'll try and show you, but I don't know. Basically, they're rigged a little bit wrong. If I come very close, I don't know if you'll be able to see, but the edges of the blades are already nicked, marked. They're not smooth anymore. I can't quite tell if I'm showing it correctly because the camera screen is very small. But this is because, it's not because I've been cutting inappropriate things with these, because I'm absolutely fastidious about not doing that since I wrecked a pair cutting wires ages ago and made lots of nice circles in the blades. I only ever cut plastic, and I'm quite careful even if the plastic is particularly thick. The reason these blades have chunked themselves is because when you close the plier all the way, they don't meet quite exactly perpendicularly along their length, and there's a tiny bit which you will not be able to see, but I can feel it. Tiny bit of play, and what that's doing is pushing this part of the blade together too hard. They're very fine and thus they're quite soft and flexible, and over the period of the last couple of months of use they've essentially just chewed themselves from that inappropriate contact. I'm terribly disappointed, of course, because I've been a stalwart of these things and I've been banging on about them. I have contacted the hobby company about potentially getting a replacement set, so far to no avail. I've not had any contact back, but as of this point I'm in the market for a fresh set of nippers and they probably won't be Tamiya, so disappointed, but there you go. Just thought I'd relay that information also. Okay, and finally for this Chatterbox, I had an unexpected and very welcome parcel in the post the other day. I had no idea it was coming, but the lovely Gregor at Armour Hobby has sent me a couple of Hurricanes. I mean, who could be sad about a parcel like this? He sent a copy of the Mark IIB with some of the most beautiful box art ever, absolutely stunning, and of the Mark IIC, the special edition 10-year anniversary kit, Jubilee, with a very familiar marking. I think you'll agree. Now, this kit includes 3D printed parts from the get-go. This is a standard kit without any of those extras. I did review the initial kit when I got mine. Here she is, my beautiful LKA. I did review the kit at that point. Clearly that kit didn't include the 3D printed accessories, it was just a standard off the shelf one. So I think I might do a very short standalone review of those two kits, really just to show what extras you do get in them and what the marking options are. And I do feel like I might have to build another one, because this really this was the highlight of 2023 and easily the kit of the year for me. Obviously I didn't see every single kit in 1923, jeez, in 2023, and a lot of people, a lot of online comment was made about the Mini Art P47, for example, but personally I think this kit hands down better than the Mini Art P47. It's just absolutely fabulous in every single way. It's a gorgeous kit. It builds every bit as well as it looks like it will, and it certainly looks the part. I hope you agree. So I'm going to have to have a little muse and think about that, maybe build another one. Obviously not going to do LKA again, but really nice surprise. Thank you very much, Greg, and thank you very much Armour Hobby for sending those over. And finally, Airfix and the Banana Buccaneer. Well, Airfix weren't going to take that lying down. They have sent me an entire complete new kit out. Obviously I could be showing you the box of the kit I already had, but I'm not. There it is, a complete kit being sent out from the guys at Airfix. And it doesn't have any bendy bits in it at all. I have checked. So, huge thanks to Airfix for doing that. I'm just going to pop that there for you to look at for a minute. Huge thank you to Airfix for sending out an entire kit. I did not ask them to, I didn't expect them to. At the very most, I think I expected, if I would have asked for it, to perhaps get replacements for the actual parts only, but they've sent an entire kit, so that is going to ease progress on the Buccaneer build dramatically, although I think I will probably still show some unbending of the kit parts potentially. I was advised by Dale from Airfix that any customers who have similarly defective parts in their Buccaneer kits, please do get in touch, let them know, and they will ensure that replacements are sent out. And that is the normal state of affairs for Airfix. None of that is anything out of the ordinary, although I don't think they normally send entire kits. But either way, thank you very much to Airfix, because that's going to make John's build a lot easier for me. And there we go, that is it for this latest instalment of Chatterbox. I will do a quick apology for the slight lack of content of late. I've got some big life stuff going on and home stuff going on. It hasn't left much time or frankly inclination to be at the bench, hence the sort of slight pause and the sort of the slightly less prolific output at the minute. Hopefully that will gather pace again over the coming weeks and months. I'll certainly try and keep on top of things for you. It's the same as it is for anyone else. Sometimes life gets in the way, and this is a hobby after all said and done. So that's it for this one. Thank you very much for watching. Oh, P.S. just a quick one. I have finally, at long last, sent out the prizes for the 5,000 subs giveaway. The UK recipients have probably already received them. I haven't sent the booby prize to Mark Ryan because I cannot find where we corresponded, therefore do not have his address. So Mark, if you're still watching and if you still want your AK paintbrushes, can you drop me another line with your address? I'm sorry about that. They're packed up and ready to go as soon as I ever get the address from you. The others are gone. The young girl in Australia who got the kits, those are on their way. I chucked some Airfix kits in there for her as well. And the couple from up in Lincolnshire, back in my old stomping ground, their airbrush and Edward kits should probably be there by now. So there we go. Anyway, sorry, I digress. Thank you very much for watching. Thank you very much everyone for your continued support of the channel in all of the ways that you give it. And with that said, it only remains for me to say, look after yourselves, look after each other, and Genesis out.